Hey guys, we're 2 rounds into the Women's Under-19 T20 Challenger Trophy. Each team has played 2 games so far. India B are the only unbeaten team. India A and C have registered a 1 victory each, while India D are winless, which means they won't finish in the top 2, which means they won't reach the final. It has been a relatively low-scoring tournament. The highest score so far has been 110. So it hasn't really been a tournament where the batters have ruled the roost. The surfaces have been quite slow, which means the spinners have somewhat dictated play. Stroke play hasn't been easy, but there have been some standout performers. And what I'm going to do in this video is not give you a run through of the game so far, but give you some insights about some of the players who've really caught my eye. Now, obviously, I'm going to start with, I guess, the standout performer of the tournament so far. And like I said, hasn't been easy for the batters. So Shweta, the captain of India B, is so far the number one player for me who's been a real standout through the tournament. Captain of Delhi, she came into this tournament with lots of runs under her belt. She was Delhi's highest run getter. She led them into the semi-finals of that T20 trophy as well. So she's kind of made it look like she's batting on a completely different surface this tournament. She scored a half-century in the first game, a quick-fire 42 in the second, and she's been in unbelievable form. What's really stood out about Shweta has been her stroke play through the offside. She cuts really well, she drives on the up, she cover drives, her off drives are brilliant. The way she steps out and hits the spinners over mid-off is exceptional as well. And I think so far she's played the shot of the tournament where she went back and hit a short ball over mid-off off the back foot for a one-bounce boundary. She followed that up with a similar shot over cover, and it was just an exceptional display of strokes, I guess. Shweta's been very, very good through the offside, and it's something she's done through the T20 trophy and this Challenger trophy as well. So, but I guess apart from that offside stroke play, what's another thing that stood out about her is just the way she's used her feet to the spinners. Like I said, she comes down the track and hits over mid-off. She's not afraid to go over the bowler's head as well, but something that she does exceptionally well to kind of force the bowlers to alter their length is sweep. She sweeps almost as kind of a get out of jail shot. Maybe I shouldn't call it that, but almost as a way to force the bowlers to then shorten their length, and then her cut shot comes into play. So it's a very good, very smart way that she's constructed her innings through this tournament. So she's definitely been number one on the list of players who have impressed me, and I think she's probably one of the front runners to be in that India Under-19 side. Moving on, I can't not talk about a fast bowler. Like I said, slow wickets, but Shabnam from India A, the Andhra seamer, the Andhra fast bowler, has I feel like taken this tournament by storm with just the way she's approached it, with the way she's bowled. The surfaces haven't been conducive to the fast bowlers. The ball has barely risen over waist height, but Shabnam's come in, really charged in and hit the deck hard and gotten the ball to really rise almost to chest level sometimes. She's had the batters hanging on the back foot and, trying to defend and hitting the splice of the bat. So she's been exceptional. Her numbers haven't quite reflected in the way she's bowled, but I think, she's been extremely aggressive. She's caused a lot of the top order some serious problems. Even Shweta Sadhu, for that matter, in that game against India B, she had her almost caught at first slip in her first over, but that chance was grass, and then India A kind of rued that. But she hasn't been afraid to bowl the short ball. Word is that she was even clocked at 113 in the NCA camp just ahead of the season, so plenty to look forward to. Maybe not now, she's 15 years old, so there's a lot left in the tank and a lot for Indian fans to be excited about. Another player who's been standout is Sonia, a spinning all-rounder, a batting all-rounder who bowls spin from India A. She's, again, looked in a completely different level. She's from Haryana. She has this real presence when she bats. She scored a couple of 40s in both games. And she's just really had a presence about her at the crease. She seems very calm. In the first game, she walked in under some real pressure in a chase and, anchored that chase with a 40. She's very, very powerful down the ground. She's very good on the cut shot as well, but I think she's got a lot of power, great temperament, but she's also got smarts. I think in the game against India B, she used the pace really well, found ways to score through fine leg when that area was left vacant, and that those smarts kind of opened up her preferred areas down the ground, where she was then able to access the area over mid-off. When mid-off was brought in, she was able to go over the bowler's head as well. So there's a lot of power there. She reminds me a lot of Shefali Verma. She is from the same academy in Rohtak. So, maybe there's something there, but Sonia Mendia has been exceptional with the bat. She's also been very smart with the ball. She isn't someone who gets a lot of turn, but she is quite tall for a spinner, so, changes her pace, her trajectory, her angle very well. She goes around the wicket, comes back over the wicket, and really keeps the batters guessing through that. She's also very, very good in the field. She's someone who I guess MSK Prasad would call a 3D player maybe, but Sonia Mendia has been exceptional, and I think she's going to have a big impact in these last two games as well. Another player who's had a really good outing so far is Rishita Basu from India A, the wicketkeeper from Bengal. She took the gloves in the first game and was exceptional behind the stumps. She took a couple of really, really good catches, was very high energy, kept encouraging the bowlers, kept giving them ideas, and was very clean with the gloves, very good with her movements as well. And she came out with the bat in the chase, again under pressure, and put together a partnership with Sonia and scored an unbeaten 20 that took her team over the line in that chase. So she's been very, very impressive. She sweeps really well, like most players from Bengal, cuts quite well as well. But the thing I really love about her is just how proactive she is with the ball, with the bat. She was really good with the scoop, and she kind of forced a field change there. She scored a lot of runs in fine leg because for some reason the opposition didn't want to plug that gap, so she kept going for it, got herself in the line, made sure that her body was there, and flicked the ball or paddled the ball over her shoulder really well. She runs very, very well between the wickets. Like I should said, she's high energy. Like most keepers are, so she's very, very good there. She's probably not the most powerful player, but what I love about her is just her inventiveness and how she's always looking for runs. Switching teams, back again to India B, this time a left-arm spinner from Punjab, Mannat Kashyap. She has had a really, really good tournament with the ball. Like most Indian left-arm spinners, just seems to have this ability to defend really, really well. She bowls, she's very, very accurate. I think that's her biggest strength. She's got a lovely action, gets through the crease nicely. And there's just something about Mannat that just seems like she's a player who rises to the occasion. She likes bowling under pressure. And you can really see that whenever India B are kind of in a bit of a rut, they bring in Mannat, who finds a way to either stem the flow of runs or pick up a wicket. She creates something, and builds pressure with her bowling, and like I said, has a real presence about her. She's exceptional in the field as well. Usually patrols that point region, and against India A she stopped a bunch of runs. They kept hitting her and she kept diving both ways, and pulled off a run out as well. So that there's a lot to like about Mannat. She gets a bit of turn. The Goa wickets have been quite helpful to her. She bowls at a really good pace. I think the slowness of the pitch has allowed her to even bowl slightly slower through the air. She's again decent heighted, so high release point, but she's quite slow through the air, draws the batters forward and gets that ball to drop on them. So she's had a really good tournament so far, and another one that I'd definitely keep an eye on. Of course, I can't only talk about one fast bowler. There's another one from India B, Titas Sadhu from Bengal. She's a tall fast bowler, gives, I guess, a little bit of a Jhulan Goswami vibe. She is tall, has that same short hair, really, really strong action. I think, if I were to compare her with Shabnam kind of falls away at the crease. You feel like she has a little more, she can make her action a little more efficient, but with someone like Titas, it does seem like she has the strongest action. She gets through the crease really well. She hits the deck hard. I think her biggest strength is her accuracy. She bowls in the power play, and then she comes back and bowls at the death, has a really good slower ball as well. And just, again, there's this calmness about her, like she knows her skills, she knows what she needs to do. And that's been very, very impressive. She's bowled some hard lengths, like Shabnam, really hard lengths, pushing the batters back. She's been very hard to drive on the up. So, I think, if you were to think of her going to South Africa, that definitely excites me. Someone who bowls those lengths, is able to get the ball to rear off a length and swing, or actually nip off the surface. She's not necessarily a swing bowler, but she gets some seam movement, which has been quite tough for the batters. So And of course, just because they haven't won, it doesn't mean India D haven't had players step up. Someone like Holigala has been exceptional. She is a fast bowling all-rounder, but I think with the bat is where she's really come into her own. India D have actually used her really well, where they've used her up the order at number 3, and she's come in with a real positive attitude. I'm not sure whether they've pushed her there to make use of the power play because they've lost early wickets, but whatever it is, she's come out with a really positive attitude and found a way to get a move on. She's played some really good strokes. She's very, very strong on the front foot. I think that's one thing about Hurley that really stands out. She's exceptional off the front foot. Has a bit of a gift for timing. It seems like the ball just races off her bat. It somehow finds the middle of her bat and it races away to the boundary. I think she's also a fast bowler. Didn't have the best game in her first outing with the ball, but I thought she came back really well in the second game. Bowled with much better control, got the ball to swing away as well. So. And again, a gun in the field. She took a screamer at backward point in the second game, so lots to look forward to with her as well. Another one who's been really impressive is a fast bowler from India C, from Assam, Jintimani Kalita, who's opened the bowling for them. She's really high energy bowler. She's typically your East Zone fast bowler, really loud in the field, high energy, always has advice for her fellow bowlers, just constantly encouraging them, constantly reminding them that that they're still in the game, that they can still pull this off. Great in the field as well, very quick across the ground. She's got a lovely action. I absolutely love her run up. So yeah, another special mention to her. Of course, I could probably go on and on about most of the players and most of the teams, but these, again, to me, have been the standout performers so far. So it's been a really exciting couple of rounds. Remember, there is one more league game for each of the teams before that final day, and there is also a third and fourth place before that final on the evening of the 7th. I will bring you more insights hopefully after that last league game, maybe talk about a few more of the players. But stay tuned. Remember, follow me. You can follow me on Twitter at @A_Upendran11. You can follow me on Instagram at Ananya_Upendran. Through the tournament, I'll continue to share videos of the game, maybe little clips of the game, and also give you some insights like this.